everyone. Good morning, good morning. So I'm back with another word of encouragement. Yesterday, for our Christian Concepts class, we discussed a topic titled, I'm not independent, I'm a-dependent. And I heard it on a prayer call last week, and the lady that used it didn't have scripture behind it. But I had the urge to look deeper into it. So the revelation that came to me is being independent. N is in the middle of the alphabet. So when you're independent, you're in the middle. You're in the wilderness. You are basically in the middle of it on your own, trying to figure out what's my next move. But when you're A-dependent, A is the beginning of the alphabet. So A depends on the rest of the letters following to complete it. So when you take that first step, when you take that first initiative, your yes is you taking that step on your own. Everything else that comes after that is how God sets it up for it to align for His will in your life. So I use the scripture John 8, 1 through 11. About Jesus writing in the sand and how he bent down and they were coming to try to condemn the woman and all of that. So I was speaking on how if she was independent in that moment, who knows how that could have turned for her. Who knows how that could have turned out for her. Number one, she not one time mentioned the man. Number two, she stayed humble through the whole situation. She didn't attempt to fight back. She didn't attempt to accuse anyone else. She didn't attempt to do any of that. She not one time fought back to say, okay, I didn't do this. However, she stayed humble the whole time. In turn, her being A-dependent on Jesus in that moment, he did a one-on-one. He did not tell her, read her what she did out in the open. It was in the open where everyone could see, but it was a one-on-one moment. He wrote it in the sand for her to see. She owned her rights. She was humble. She was surrendered. She was all of those things. Had she been independent and tried to do that on her own, though, that situation would have turned out a little bit differently. And I wasn't there, so I can't say, oh, it would have turned out this way or would have turned out that way. But what we do know is that had she tried to figure it out on her own, it would have turned out differently. So it's important that we realize that even in our grown adult days, even in our, even though your parent can't physically claim you on their taxes anymore, let me backtrack. Even though your physical parent can't claim you on their taxes anymore as a dependent, you are always a dependent on someone. You are always a dependent on God. You are always a dependent listening for Jesus, following Jesus. You're always a dependent on that. You're always a dependent. And in order to be a true dependent, a true a dependent, you have to have that relationship for yourself. You have to be able to hear for yourself. You have to be able to discern for yourself, to realize, okay, these are the resources that he's sending me because I'm a dependent of his. These are the people that he's sending me because I'm a dependent of his. And because I'm a dependent of his, he cares for me and he loves me just that much to make sure that I have what I need, to make sure that I'm equipped with what I need. In turn, if I am independent, I'm on my own. I'm trying to figure out, well, what's my next move? I don't have the GPS direction. I don't have the God-provided structure to say, and that was the GPS acronym. For those of you that didn't catch it, the GPS is the God-provided structure. I don't have that if I'm independent. I don't have that in my ear saying, okay, now you need to turn right. Now you need to turn left. I don't have that if I'm independent. So being a dependent, it's not always a bad thing. Yes, being independent at some point, you have to be able to pray for yourself. You have to be able to read the Bible for yourself. You have to be able to listen to the voice of God for yourself. All of those things, yes, according to those things, you have to be independent. However, you're still not, the deeper you look into it, you're still not being independent, because those are all the resources that He has provided you. Those are all the things that He has provided you to do. So, in a sense, the only way that you're being independent is because you feel the nudge from Him to say, okay, it's time for you to pray. You feel the nudge to say, it's time for you to read your scripture, or maybe you should reach out to this person. You're feeling that nudge from Him, so you're taking the initiative to move, because you can feel the nudge and not move. But it's important to listen. It's important to discern. It's important to have your relationship for yourself. All of those things are important. And it's also important for us to realize that when we give Him our yes, we are giving Him a pure yes. We are giving Him a sincere yes. We are giving Him the first step. We're making the first step and handing everything over to Him, allowing Him to lead us, allowing Him to guide us. So the next time you think about being independent, or the next time you decide you want to say, I'm independent, take a deeper look and realize that you don't have to be independent. You can make that step and you can say yes, and you can have the resources. You can have everything that He has for you, but it's up to you to make that first step to say, I'm a dependent of you. I'm giving you my yes. My yes to you in exchange for total surrender. My yes to you is a total surrender in exchange for you leading the way. My yes to you is the first step to you leading the way. So again, the next time you think about, I'm independent, I'm out here doing this on my own, or I'm a single mom and I got this and I don't need anybody, the next time you say those words, truly think about what you're saying, and truly think about the difference between being independent and how much greater your life could be if you choose to be a dependent. Again, that scripture, just in case anybody didn't catch it, the scripture that I referenced is John 8:1-11. I didn't read the whole scripture, but you can go back and read it for yourself if you choose to. And if you guys have another scripture that comes to mind, please don't hesitate to drop that in the comments. I love to read, and I love to go in and study the scripture. So if you have another scripture that is speaking to you in reference to being a dependent versus independent, don't hesitate to drop that in the comments and connect with me, link with me. You guys are already following me on here. For those of you, this is public, so for those of you that may not be following me, come join the Crown Confidence crew. And every single Thursday, my episodes drop of Crown Heirs Declared. So if these little words of encouragement that I drop each day, well, each day that He allows me to drop them, if these words of encouragement touch you, if they move you, if they encourage you, and you want to go a little bit deeper, take a listen to my podcast, Crown Heirs Declared. It's streaming on Buzzsprout, it's streaming on Spotify, it's streaming on iHeart, and it's also streaming on Apple Podcasts. But take a listen to those, and it'll give you deeper insight on what it looks like to be a dependent, to be a crown heir, and to declare that you are a crown heir means that you are accepting everything that He has for you. You're accepting the weight that comes with the crown. You're accepting the surrender. You have to give up something to gain something. You're accepting that surrender. You're giving your yes. So if you need a little bit deeper encouragement, don't hesitate to go and take a listen. Again, it's Crown Heirs Declared, and it's with T. Marie. So if you can't find it, just message me, comment, and I'll gladly leave that in the link, or in the not in the link, I'm sorry y'all, I'll gladly leave that in the comment section. But that was my little word of encouragement to you guys for today. Choose to be dependent and not independent. I love you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Monday.